And we're live with take 2 of You Know Who. What's up, everyone? I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual psychoanalyst, the Lilith reincarnated. We're going to leave it at that for right now. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I posted in my community page in my last live video. We talked about this card, but we went in a whole different way. And I just want to point out number 1, 2, and 3. This is just a tarot card. This is the King of Swords. Nobody ever goes that deep on any of these tarot cards. I am not a tarot reader. I am the in-between, and I show you how to use these tools here on Earth, the divination tools, to know what I already know. To me, they're just confirmation. I just want to point that out. But we talked about the mind, and you know what I mean, how it works. We talked about repressed memories, which we always talked about. We talked about, myself asking my daughter, asking for my daughter to get some extra help and therapy, you know what I mean, to deal with her problems. And, in that moment, it looks like I'm unqualified, right? And I tried to explain to you, I'm her trigger, so I can't be her healer. Ta-da! I didn't have a word for that. You know what I mean? That's pretty much the truth. How did you become this? I told you from the very beginning. I have told everyone this story that they refuse to listen to. It's not where I am now. It's how it started and why I teach you what I teach you. The beginning of this story, the story takes all kinds of turns, but it's like, how did you become so magical? All I did was work through my mind and try to understand things. And I used ancient spiritual techniques to reprogram my mind with new information about what I was faced with mentally. Right? So this all happened. The whole story started. I released an album on Labor Day of 2023. About a week later, Bobby got in my email or in my DMs and was congratulating me on my first release and how wonderful it was for me to be living my dream. It's like, thanks. He's like, I always think about the times. I'm like, what times? And I know he's insinuating that we hooked up, but I can't remember this. I know I have just basic memories of knowing him from a job. That's all I know. Like, what? And so he's saying this, and I'm really trying to search my memory bank to see where the fuck what is he talking about. And in a split second, and this is what it says in that post, and I'm going to put it in there as the thumbnail. I tried to go back to, I can't remember sex with him. So then all of a sudden my main focus is, remember your husband. I have no sex with my husband. And then I go back to the first husband. I have no sex with my first husband. I'm panicking, but I still have him in my DMs, trying to see what's up. And I'm like, I absolutely don't remember you. And I don't know if he thinks it's a fucking joke, but he's joking around, oh, we should refresh your memories, I'd like to see you. Now, when he comes in, I am overflowing with all kinds of emotions, and now, because I can't remember, I am fucking terrified. Dude, I don't know you. Like, I am filled with so much emotion for you, and I don't know you, and now all of a sudden I'm realizing I don't know something else, too. And so I hang up the phone with him, like I stopped texting him or whatever, and I try to remember some shit, and I can't remember anything. I tried to remember my children, my mother, my friends, everything. I had this faint memory of who they were, but I can't remember what happened. What happened to these people in my life? Why are these people no longer in my life? It was so scary. But I was trying to hold it together. And I realized right away something's seriously wrong. And then it started happening. I started to get triggered. And when I would trigger, I would switch. And I watched it. I watched the personality disorder. I didn't know what was happening, but I know now the words. Something would trigger me and I would switch into another ego, we'll just say, another alter. Are you serious? Yeah, I woke up like that, bro. I was fucking terrified. So, I know that I don't know nothing, that I've lost all my memories, and because I'm blacking out, I know from movies that I have a personality disorder, and I am so scared. And I am just trying to go to work. You know, I'm trying to keep my regular life, but I've just discovered a whole part of me that I didn't even know. I had no idea that anything was wrong with me. I knew that I had been through a whole bunch of shit, you know what I mean, that I had terrible fucking, you know what I mean, memories, but I just didn't deal with them. I just didn't think of them. That's what the whole point of this story is, right? So I told this story and I didn't know how to explain it to people. I said I dealt with the altars, I went to Mother Cabrini's shrine, and it went blank, and then I had nothing. At least when I had them, I had something. Then I had nothing. And I had to I had to figure out everything for the first time. Today I looked it up. After we did this video, I said, you know, I put memory loss from DID, and it pops up right away. Dissociated amnesia. And it explains all of it. It explains everything. And that's pretty much what it is, but I lost everything. I have, you know what I mean, a severe case of amnesia. And it's absolutely terrifying when people come up to me and they know me. And I try to tell it all the time. I'm not that person. I don't even know who you're talking about. I don't even know who that was. Now, as I posted in my community page, every day I'm discovering who Lisa was and what Lisa went through and how she acted and how she talked and dressed, and you know, every day I'm discovering more and more. In the beginning, it was unbearable. All these pains. And I tell you, I've never seen this before in my life. It's a memory hidden in my head, but it's the first time I'm ever seeing this. And the emotions that come over me is unreal. And that was my dark night of the soul. I went straight into the dark to try to find myself. To find the shadows of myself, which was basically who everybody else knew, but who I didn't know. My whole life is a shadow. So I could have been a super freaky girl that really you know, was always like that. But when I woke up, I didn't know that I was like that. I woke up something that wasn't what I used to be. And I'm discovering, and that's where, you know, I came to Kobe. And I was serious, you know, not begging, not screaming, not crying, just asking, hey dude, when is this gonna be over? Like, it was that moment at Shutter Island, like, what the fuck is going on around here? Like, you know what I mean? Seriously. And he's like, and he shows me this vision that the healing, you know, it shows me this long-term vision of like, this work will continue to grow for years and years and years, and that's how you'll continue to heal people. But what he was showing me is that it's never going to end. It's going to take me forever. It's going to take me the next 55 years to discover the first 49. Really? Yeah, it comes all the time. And that's what that shadow work is that we do around here. I told you, I wish they were great memories, but all I get is the trauma, repressed memories, and repressed emotions. They're with the emotions. I had a severe, you know what I mean, mental disorder when I woke up. Obviously, I was walking around with a severe mental disorder that was unidentifiable to those outside of me. I mean, they knew that I was shifty. They thought I was bipolar. Close. There's a couple, it's more than bi. Like, try a couple more. But that's emotional. That's not, you know what I mean? That's not split, you know what I mean, egos. That's emotional responses, not split egos. So it was completely being, you know, misdiagnosed. Because again, you sit with me, I'm absolutely educated. I'm not, you know what I mean, dim-witted. I ask the right questions. You know, there's nothing wrong with my cognitive abilities to, you know, to perceive, you know, the outside world and the inside world. It was just these things were happening. And as soon as it started happening, naturally, because I had spent my whole life, you know what I mean, getting help from my ex-husband and my kids and this and that. I'd helped everybody. I knew it was time to help myself. Right? But yeah, as soon as it happened, I had a panic attack. I thought it was the fucking diet pills I was on. I'd never experienced it before. It was my first time, and I go to the hospital, and they're like, it gets to a point where the mind and the body can't take it anymore. And that's what she told me in the beginning, and then I started to understand. So I go in, and I honestly am completely self-taught. I tried to go into the doctors, and as soon as I sat down with him, he knew what he was dealing with by explaining it to him, but they had a different terminology, which they called parts. They didn't call it fucking, you know what I mean, borderline personality disorder or DID by the time I went in there. They called it parts. And they associated just exactly what's in there with, complex PTSD. You need parts therapy, right? So you can integrate your parts. That's what it is. So that's what I teach you here, is to integrate your parts. I'm teaching you everything I ever learned to fix myself. And what happened next was I became spiritual. And as soon as I became spiritual, then I became super crazy to everybody. It wasn't bad enough that I was crazy and nobody knew it and I healed it. But as soon as I became spiritual, now I'm crazy. Bitch, do you know what I have done with my mind? And because I did it, I cracked it cracked open. I got past it. And that's where all this happens. And that's why I teach you guys. Like, it's not somewhere else. It's literally right inside of you. All I was doing was trying to fix myself because I was in love with a guy. And if he knew I was this crazy, he'd never love me. Nobody's going to love me if they know that I'm fucked up like this. Nobody's going to love me. That's how this all started. That's how it all started, bro. I woke up, it was a fucking fantasy until it became the biggest nightmare called my life. I just kind of woke up, and it took me a little while. I sat down, right? So I went to go see the doctor. And because he didn't tell me what I wanted to hear, one of my alters went off on him, right? So I'm sitting there, like, crying to him that, like, help me. And he's like, no, what you're dealing with is parts therapy. So because the alter didn't hear him say what we needed him to say, which was to verify that I have this, and he tried to give me something else, and we had been misdiagnosed so many times, because he was about to, in our perception, misdiagnose us. My alter jumps up and was like, you don't know what you're doing, and you don't know how to fucking help. I look like a whole child. I can look back and see it now. I can astral travel back to that time and see what happened to me in that office. And so I jump up, and I'm like, and I stop myself, and then I can flash out of it at the doorway. I flash out of it, and it's me again, and I'm like, please help me. I don't know what's happening. I can't control this. He's like, go to YouTube and watch internal parts therapy. Family internal parts therapy. And I watched this guy, right? And I watched 2 episodes. And I sit down and I do what he says. Sit down in meditation, cross your legs, take a couple deep breaths, and focus on where it's hurting most. And I focused on my heart. And that was my first memory. I got this memory of being in love with Bobby at the hotel. So after that, I call him and I'm like, oh, I know why I don't remember you. I was in love with you and I must be heartbroken about it not working. I'm going to try to figure this out. Not thinking about it. I had so much more to figure out. But it was this. It's like, oh, I was in love with him. That's nice. I never felt that feeling in my entire life, right? And I was driven by it. But what came next was all the other ones. I kept getting more memories, and it's like it got worse and worse. And I couldn't get rid of this feeling for the love for him. Every time I would get in this place, I kept thinking about him, and I kept wanting him, and he's absolutely a stranger who's already told me he's married with kids. And these are all things I don't fuck with. I don't do these type of things. I can't do these things. I'm not talking to this guy. But so my personalities are literally in his DMs, pulling and pushing at the same exact time. It's horrendous. Horrendous. I'm always trying to fight it because I don't know if these are old patterns, unhealthy ways, or if this is my heart, right? So it's always been that. But it started with this stupid fantasy that I woke up in love, and the guy that I'm in love with is in love with me too, and somehow this is going to work out as long as I just heal myself, right? And that was it. And I went on to start healing. And then one day I heard this term called twin flames. I was like, holy shit. And then right after I heard the term is when I realized how many I'd already had by that time. and they just kept coming afterwards. And that's what they do, and I tell you this from the beginning. They're a mirror of me. Through them, I can see into my old life. Through their pain and suffering, I can see mine. What I'm really ashamed of is I always took it out on them. I'd be so mad, and I run from them. Please, just stay away from me. I needed Russ to do it in the beginning, but he just wouldn't stop, and it became so painful. I was dealing, you know what I mean? It was like he knew he did it for fun. He liked watching me heal. I don't know which part of it, but he really liked it, and he didn't understand the hurt that came with the healing. Everybody liked the healing, but they didn't really, they couldn't fully, you can't fully understand the emotions that are on this other side of this camera, even though you can hear them. You know what I mean? And that's like 3 years of learning how to cope with them and understand them. And that's what made me have all those psychic abilities, because they're all through your senses. I don't have memories. They get activated through my emotions. So in essence, I sit here all day and I feel emotions. I can tell if they're not mine, so the emotions I feel, which are now energy. I know what's outside because of learning what it felt like inside when you're overfilled with this feeling. So when I walk up to a person, I get a feel off of them. Even if they're a stranger, I can sense something off them, and I know what that feeling is because I've worked through so many fucking emotions in my body. And it all starts with that. Why am I feeling like this? You know what I mean? I'll see something about someone, and that's what a trigger is. All of a sudden you start feeling some kind of way. And so I teach you guys that. I have all the capabilities and qualifications to teach you what I teach you. And the spiritual significance came in so heavily, and that's where everybody tries to test my spiritual authority. First off, in the 3D world, can't touch this. You know what I mean? In the sense of, it's like everybody wants to call me crazy until I sit down and break out the fucking fucking guy on the other side. Right? That's what I do. I'm a spiritual psychoanalyst. It's not because I'm trying to analyze you. It's because I'm always analyzing. I have amnesia. I don't know what I don't know. I may have done this a million times, but for me, it's all new. I woke up and didn't understand why I put on a pair of thong underwear and could not figure out why I had a whole fucking drawer of them. I didn't like how it felt. I sat there and just couldn't understand. I tried on every one. Why do I wear these? It made no sense to me. Nothing I did. You know what I mean? There was things, and that's where it is. It's like, I can teach you about this self-healing journey, this self-discovery journey, this facing your shadows and integrating, because that's all I do for the rest of my life. Not for you. For you is sharing it, and that's for God. All God wants me to do is heal from what's been done to me and share my healing experience with the world, and that alone will change the world and make it a better place. My pain was my purpose. Now, the cool part is I don't remember it. So we get to discover it together, one piece at a time. And that's pretty captivating to people because they're addicted to pain and suffering, I suppose. But the real gold in that is how I change my mind in these videos. You can see my mind go dark in what it says, and you can see my heart talk over it. And you can see the spirits come, you can see it all happen inside of me. And that's why I can sit here and scream at the top of my lungs at fucking Wolfman and say it's not out there. It's not in a church, bro. It's not at a temple. It's not any of that, bro. It's not in these cards. It's in you. And that's what you should know when you preach about being a magician. What are your 5 elements inside of yourself? The circle, which makes it the pinnacle, or the pentagram, is the body. Is the soul. That puts it all together, right? So what makes you? You're not using with what you've got inside of you. You're trying to become something outside of you. You're trying to become more. What's that stupid saying? I hate that saying. Say less. Do less. You know, Russ was complete to me. Just a little hurt, but he was a complete, wonderful man when I met him. And then all of a sudden, his ego turned on, and he had to become so much more. And to me, he's become nothing in his pursuit of more. They were all great. That wasn't good enough for them. They had to be more. They had to be better. They had to keep up with something. I'm not sure. And just, you know, as I was out shopping, I heard a song from NF talking about why'd you leave us. I don't know your guys' background. Every time I find out something about your parents and shit, it makes me cry. But at the same time, it makes me feel better that I'm not alone. And that's why it's so important to share our stories. We're not supposed to wallow in them. You know, misery loves company because, you know, it's hard to be hurt alone. We don't want to all sit there in our hurt. We want to sit there healing our hurt. But at least acknowledge we're all fucked hurt. And when you look at all of us, and then you got Russ over here, pretending or hiding, denial. Are you really hurt from a childhood? And you're still trying to protect the people that hurt you? First person that put their, you know what I mean, that really said it was Marshall. He had to stand up to his mother. And that's exactly what I heard in NF's song. I didn't even know she was so evil. I didn't even know she did those things to me. And I don't know what she did to my brothers and sisters. God pulled me out of my house. You know, he asked me to give up all this stuff, and I didn't know until I read that. And it says one of the biggest cures is removing them from what's triggering them. I told you that whole house was built on nothing but pain and suffering. I had to give up everything so I could be free from the memories and the torture of it. I wasn't going to be healed in it. The same atmosphere that was making me sick I wasn't going to be able to heal in it. Everything was triggering. Which in essence, you know what I mean, I was explosive, and that's what we talked about my daughter. It's like, what triggered her? There's too much weight on her shoulders right now. So yeah, they did the evaluation. They got a cool follow-up plan with her. She did sign up to be the teacher's pet is what I want to call her because I'm an asshole. She gets to do an office administrative position for an hour each day. They did change one of her other classes, and they got her some help, and that's just some support. We didn't have that when we were younger. We just had to, you know, and that's why there's school shootings are happening. You know what I mean? They can't fit in. They don't know where, you know, nobody likes them. Nobody cares about them at home. They can't find a place. And it's our job to make sure that they feel comfortable, even if it's not us that they feel comfortable with. And that's hard. It's like, how do you heal yourself and heal the world and heal your children and heal everything? I was like, that's why I don't have time for a fucking job. And that's why I gotta be honest about it. I get into the work field and it triggers. I'm blasted with fucking memories and I'm blasted with emotions. You remind me of some shit. And now I can't even deal with your ass right now. Not because I can't, but I'm not the same person where I could just turn it off. I'm overwhelmed by this. I have to walk away from this because it's too much for me. Realistically, I mean, that job was too much for anybody. Nobody should have to deal with that. And that's where it is. I'm learning. Before, I would do whatever it took all the time, and I wouldn't respect my feelings. I wouldn't respect my body, my feelings, my children, my schedule, God. It's like, whatever you say, whatever my mind said, bro. And that's why I try to teach you all the time. Don't listen to that thing. Don't do everything it says. It's got you here, but it can get you no further. It's going to keep you on repeat until you put in new information, start training it differently to do different things. It's not going to do different things until you tell it to do different things. And it's going to resist you. Ta-da! I wouldn't be telling you, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't tell you every day in every video to leave that. That's no longer serving you. We're holding on to things that are holding us back. Right? So, just wanted to point that out. I can teach you all the spiritual stuff, bro, but I can't teach you, none of that makes sense until we get through your brain. I can't, you can't see what, you can come and I can have a really, I can open you up for a quick second, bro. Really? Yeah, I can. I can anoint your chakras, I can clean your aura, I can send my own energetic field into you so you can see and feel it. You can see, your third eye will open in all your chakras and you can feel the divine. But you can't harness it. You can't hold it for very long. Why? Because it's in your mind. Your mind's going to try to figure this out. And it can't. Your mind has to be out of the way to let this in. The only way your mind will let it in like that is because I'm telling it this will work. And your heart is believing it. It's produced and it's believing it. You wouldn't come to me to do all that if you didn't believe it, right? Truthfully. So if two or more believe, so that's where it is you open up to the opportunity, or to the possibility, to the experience. So therefore, you will experience it. You'll experience a whole jolt of energy and all kinds of random thoughts, and all kinds of shit will come to the surface when you're in my energy. You're one person until you sit around me. It pulls it. It pushes, it amplifies whoever or whatever is inside of there. And you sit there in shock like, I can't believe I said that to you. And I'm just like, I can't believe it either, but tell me more. In the essence, I make you feel comfortable at it because I've been doing this for a long time. But that's really what it is. It's like, I can help you get over the past, but only if we sit together and literally pull it out. I'll hold your hand through it and I'll walk you through every image and every thought. I don't know how long each one will take though. Some of them in the beginning, I'd get stuck in there for that one with Freak Show's best friend, bro. I was stuck in there for 3 days. I just couldn't find the will to live, dude. I couldn't get out of it. I just wanted, you know what I wanted, bro? I wanted closure. I wanted understanding more than any other one. I didn't want to know who this guy was that was raping me when I was a baby. I didn't want to know who that guy is. I didn't want to, I'm a kid. I couldn't search through that. I want to know how the fuck my 20-year-old self was in bed with a couple and what they did with me and why I did that and how I got out. I spent 3 days trying to force memories. And all I did was sit in the same memory, feeling disgusted and raped. Just disgusted and raped. All I could see was their bodies. Me in bed with their naked bodies. One on the side of me and him on top, or him like we're talking afterwards, I think is what has happened. But I'm naked, bro, like super naked. And she's naked, curled up next to me, and he's on the other side, curled up next to me, naked. And I'm like, I want to know what the fuck has just happened. And I can't get it out. I can't force a memory. And as far as Bobby, I fucking try so hard. I wanted to know who this guy was, bro, and why I felt like this. Just please. And I was pestering him. Who are you? What were we like? He's married, and I got a girl. He's got this ex-girlfriend or whatever we were in his DMs, wanting, telling him she's in love with him and wants to know all about the past. This is, oh fuck. It's a great show. You'll love it, but I was living it, bro. I was living a fucking nightmare. A fucking nightmare, bro. I had no idea what to do, except for don't do what I did before. So everything was new. And because I had no knowledge, no understanding if I'd ever done this. Like, I remembered going through, I knew I had drove through Arizona, but I couldn't remember it. You know what I mean? I knew I'd gone places, but I don't have any memories. Serious? So when I started to work at this new job and they were learning all that information about memory care, and I took all that information, it was extremely important to me. This is what I'm doing, is memory care all the time. And I finally today found some fucking, and it says some of them never come back, some of them can through different types of therapy. But it's crucial, and that's what I do. It's like, are you addicted to your to shadow work? Bro, I don't have a choice. I'm addicted to the feeling, the empowering feeling after the fact. I find who I was and what happened to me and how I survived it. And that I'm a pretty strong person, and I can't believe that, add another one, I can't believe I went through that. And the people listening can't believe those fucking unbelievable details either. And I just look back with so much love for myself and respect, and it explains some kind of behavioral trait or, something about me. It's like, that's why I do that. When that voice came in last week, I didn't know what it was. It was the inner critic. I hadn't heard that since I woke up. Since all my altars went quiet, I had not heard something talking in my head since then. And it was mean, and it was I'm like, what is this? Why are you being mean to me? I made a mistake. You heard me in that video. I'm fighting my mind. I'm crying to my mind. Give me a break. Forgive me. And my mind's all persecuting and shit. I told you, I can hear it saying, this is all your fault. I'm telling you what I hear it saying to me. What's being said in my head. Really? Mm-hmm. So I tell you the difference. I tell you what I'm seeing through my visions. I tell you what I'm hearing in my audio. I tell you what my thoughts are. And I tell you what my feelings are. And I tell you who I am. This is the soul. There's a lot going on in here. Hey, I got you all your goodies. I'm going to close this up. I wanted to spend this time to kind of just point that out as like, what makes you so powerful? That whole story. And people watched me do it, bro. They watched me lose my mind. They watched me lose everything. And I blamed it on that book. When I started doing this, I had books to guide me through it. Spiritual books. I did this spiritually. That's why I'm a spiritual psychoanalyst. Because what I did was all fucking psychological work on myself that made me spiritual, using spiritual practices. And that's why I tell you all the time, it's in your psyche. This is the highest level of your mind, the mastery of sorts, the mastering of your mind. It's a very honorable card for someone like me, but in the essence, it's like, yeah, I'm cool. But anything can trigger me, and you have to be understanding about that. You know what I mean? That's what I said to my future husband. It's like, dude, I didn't know I was going to act like that. Please forgive me. You said something, and now I went crazy, and I'm trying to deal with my crazy, and I come back, and you want nothing to do with me because I'm crazy. And that's what was making me so mad about the beginning. It was they might not have known I was crazy or mentally ill before, but I made it very clear once I discovered this. I started making videos about it from the very beginning. I started deleting them because I was ashamed of them, and I'm sad that I deleted some of that work, because those, the earliest stages were the most difficult, but they were the most difficult. But people knew that I was suffering, and still took advantage of me, manipulated me emotionally and mentally, when all I'm trying to do is heal emotionally and mentally. They were playing fucking mind games on me. And ultimately, what was really sad is all I needed was a fucking friend so bad, just somebody to just sit with me while I figure this out. Just please. I guess you could say it was codependency. I just really needed somebody during all of that, but I didn't have anyone. I had nothing but my heart, the voice of God, and my mind. And I'm dying inside, and I can't think about how to make money or where I'm going to live. I'm trying to do all these things, but I can't. And God's trying to take care of me while I'm taking care of me. And that's where the trust and understanding came from. I was fine, asleep. I looked like perfect. I looked successful, dude. I had a great wardrobe. My kids were spoiled. We did vacations. I had 2 cars. I made great money. I was starting a new career. I was, sexy and desirable and very assertive and all of that. And then he called me one day, and I woke up. Sometimes it gets so hard, I wish I could just go back to sleep. That's not true. But I can't. I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off because, like I said, once I started working through the mind, all the spiritual stuff came after. It's like the more I cleared out the mind, the more the spiritual overtook. And that's where, exactly as they define it, the higher self becomes the self. It's where your heart takes over. And you are now your soul. And now your soul remembers everything. You have, all of a sudden, it's like the soul steps into the body. Little by little, by making all these actions, I was pulling it down. And that's why I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in this body. And I'm like, oh, and that's how I woke up, dude. That's why I was making jokes the other day. So I was a fat whore, huh? Like, you know, you're showing me, these are my clothes, these are my kids. I mean, I honestly have without the kids and their declaration and their appearance, I have no proof that I ever had sex in my life, in my body, up until this weekend. I had no proof. I have kids, and I have all this, and all of this stuff. It's like, I didn't even know anything about me. When me and my daughter got into a fight over that fucking whipped cream, bro, I meant it with all my heart. I have never tasted this before. And she's like, she's screaming at me, you used to buy it all the time, we used to eat it all the time, and then you just stopped buying it. I'm trying to explain to her in her face, dude, that I've never tried this before. That's literally, and she wouldn't respect it. So imagine when I go back to meet my daughter, you know, try to reach out to my oldest daughter and son, and I'm trying to have a connection with them, and all they have is all this anger and hatred and discord and, you know what I mean, blame me for everything. And I go back and I'm like, I don't remember that. I'm really sorry. No, no, no. And they didn't accept the, you know, loss of memory answer either. I think the only one that really took it serious was the ex-husband. He showed up at my house for her birthday. And I looked him dead in his face and told him that I was suffering from, you know what I mean, I found out I had a personality disorder, and I don't remember you. I'm currently trying to work through that, and I'm on a spiritual journey, and I have a twin flame. That was nice. To look him dead in his face and tell him after 10 years, I don't remember you. I don't think he believed me. And then he came back like last year and tried to pull paternity test on Amelia, saying that I didn't remember. That, oh, she might not have been mine. She might have been fucking around because she don't remember. No. I was who I was. I just don't remember who I was. I wasn't anything. You can't make up who I was. You can't make up these stories because I don't remember them. You can't tell me I was something I know I wasn't. Because when you tell me what I was, I can see it. Or I can understand it. I can have a resonance of it. You can't just come up and tell me I'm something I never was. That'll never work. Because I know what the truth feels like. I know what a lie feels like. When somebody says something to me, I know whether I can trust it or not. I've learned that feeling. And that's how I can be psychic. It's like, is it going to rain today? And that's the answer. It's like, I know the feeling. It's just a fucking feeling. That's how you know everything. Truly? Yeah. So, you know, I'm here to work with you through your thoughts. Because that's all I fucking do around here. But I don't sit around in my thoughts all day. Like I said, I've said it since the beginning. I don't have any until I have some. And that's all I'm doing. I'm creating thoughts. I'm sitting outside and I'm taking in, to me, what perceives to be new images. I've never seen no shit like this before. Maybe I've seen a guy squat to piss, but I ain't never seen nothing like that before in my life. And I was completely astonished. And you see these unbelievable things that happen in my life all the time. And I just got to sit there like, wow, I'm a whole child here. All the knowledge, you know, I still got all the brains and wits and, you know, all that, and years on my shit. But I'm just like, everything is new. I didn't never been here before. Yeah, you have, Mom. Oh. You can't just accept this new feeling that I'm having. You have to ruin it by saying I don't remember it. Can't you just, do you do that to every amnesia patient? No, you can remember. Just remember. I can't remember, bro. Can't this just be new? I don't know who I was to anybody. And that's why they can't be part of my life, because they keep treating me like whoever that they treated before. So again, I'll tell you about my story. I lost my house, and I was guided by my spirit to go down to the Choctaw Nation. Why? Because he was my only real friend, and I needed help. I just lost everything. I needed a real friend, and that's why God took me there, right? So I sat there for, I think, 3 to 4 weeks, waiting for God. Started my healing journey. Started pulling out cards and burning oils, or burning. I had no job. I had nothing. I just plunged straight into this. I don't know what's happening. My answers are in this. So I started learning shit, right? I had my tarot, a couple oracles, some books, and that's it. And I just sat around. I had no thoughts. I had no thoughts. Nothing was telling me what to do. You can do this or you can do that. The worst time that happened was in Utah, is when it turned on, and it was 4 hours of madness. I didn't have any thoughts. I had regrets. I was terribly sad about losing everything. I just sat there so depressed, but it was already gone. And I was being told to embrace a new life and trust God. He's got this. So I'm trying to, process the loss and embrace the new life, bro. And I'm like, fucked. And so I started doing that. And then, my spirit says that I'm going to go to Wisconsin. Why Wisconsin? Because there was a promise I made to those kids, and I loved that family. They were my neighbors, and I said one day I'd come visit them. Well, I ain't got nowhere to go. Let me call them. They got this big-ass house in Wisconsin. So I call them, and we go up there. And then I go into extra level of healing. I start learning crystals, and I start tapping into all kinds of crazy shit, bro. That's when I get my wolf spirit, all kinds of next level shit. But I'm doing serious healing, right? And then she throws me out. That was great. Right? And so then I come back to Colorado. Oh, it's okay. Just grab the yes, thank you. It's okay. Don't worry about it. So then I come back to Colorado. I'm supposed to be going to see my daughter because, I think that it's okay. And on my way to get to San Diego, she's like, Mom, I'm not cool with this. And, you could bring the kids while you try to figure yourself out, but you can't come stay with me. And at this point, she's like rejecting me. Because obviously from her childhood, but my current situation, and she's like basically saying, you're not welcome here, which was a huge blow to the face. And I'm already in Las Vegas, the one on the floor. I'm already in Las Vegas when this happens, so I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Next thing I know, I get triggered into, hold on, why did you grab the towel on the floor? Now come over here and fix this while I'm talking. I said it was okay, I'm not going to clean it for you. Anyway, so I get pulled up to the Bay Area. Once I get up there, I remember all the trauma of my sisters, and all of that shit comes back. I'm there for 2 weeks. Then I come back to Colorado, and Chris takes me in, and I move into my childhood neighborhood. And for the whole time that the kids had a great summer and that part of that school year, I spend all of that time being triggered into my childhood memories.
Hated there.
Well, whatever the case may be. Whatever. So then after that, we left from there, and I ended up back in Oklahoma in we stayed at the hotel, and that was a lot of, triggering shit. And then I ended up back in Oklahoma. And everywhere he went, it was to trigger me and reclaim my power, to remind me and to do all of these things. It was part of the adventure, bro. But ultimately, yeah, I needed a fresh start. And I needed to come back. And it's like, why am I here? I told you. You don't want to believe it. You think that I'm an idiot and I can't, figure this out. God told me, dude. He led me back here to remind me. And that's all I've done is remembered what it was, the times that I stayed in shelters. These people remind me of everything, right? Think about all the triggers they bring out of me. Morgan brings them out. Everybody around here brings out an old part of me so that I can see it and heal it and integrate it and become more of me. I become more of me just by picking up who I was before. Right now, talk about identity crisis. I know who I am, you know what I mean? And that's where the soul is. It's like I don't have to prove my identity anymore. I'm just discovering who I was to you. Where all these quirks and stuff came from, and you know what I mean, that's it. But I don't have to prove my identity to anybody anymore. And that's what made me like that, is trying to hold face. Nobody knew, not even me, that I was hurting, that I was suffering. I held it completely together, but in essence, it didn't. And I'm grateful for my broken mind that just threw those memories in a bucket somewhere. And I could just keep going on. But when those kind of things happen to other people, just one of them, they can't go on with that memory always replaying in their head. And that's what I was saying about my earlier video. I don't have that. I don't have thoughts. I'll take in images, I'll see all this stuff, and I might create a thought, and that's where I'll come up and tell you what I saw and how it made me feel. But I don't have a thought on it. Like, what do you think? Usually, if I think, it's my ego talking shit, because it's always a shit-talking bitch. And that's why I don't talk from the ego. And I'll tell you what my spirit says, what my heart says. So that could be my heart, my spirit guides, the Holy Spirit, any spirit that I'm connected with, the spirit of all things. It's like, nah, but spirit says, my spirit says. And by the my spirit, it could be my own understanding, or it could be the Spirit of God. And that's what it is. It's a little bit of a difference. What do you think? I don't think, but my spirit says. Or this is what I think, but my spirit says. You'll hear me. If I say I think, you'll hear the next one, which is my spirit, because it's not usually aligned. I don't really have an opinion about shit. I don't have any set judgments on shit. I'm experiencing it for this first time and gaining understanding. Not judgment, just understanding. But I could see how you guys judge this. That's where I'm always looking at it. It's like, I didn't realize it. You know, Homeboy pulled up this weekend, and it never even fucking crossed my mind. I mean, it bothers me when I walk to the back of the building, but it never crossed my mind. You know? And that goes back to Bobby. He's like, you should know how you'll feel if we do this. I don't know how any of this is. I should know, but I don't. I blacked it all out, and I've told people this since the fucking beginning. I can help you, because that's what I do, is I help myself. But again, you have to do the hard work. It's simple. It looks simple, right? I just sit around all day ain't doing shit. No, it's a lot of processing. And that's, 4 o'clock this morning, Kobe's like, get up. Let's talk about your fears. Okay. What am I scared of today? What are you scared of? You know what I mean? What's holding you back? Really? Yeah, I didn't read up to these spiritual books and shit. I read one card at a time, one guide at a time. And that's how I became here. The highest level of light. By going through the darkest levels of the pits of fucking insanity and pain and suffering. Rape, child abuse, neglect, you know what I mean? Immense domestic violence and physical abuse. You know, that's how I got here. I went through hell. I went through hell to get to heaven. Pretty much. And that's what I try to tell you, dude. It's right on the other side of your pain. Right on the other side of these thoughts is your spirit. The way to connect with it is just to start listening to, letting it breathe through your heart. You need to embody it. It's in your heart, not in your mind. I promise. Hey, with that being said, we're gonna munch and crunch, and I don't know, this lady came out this morning and gave my daughter this enormous fucking thing of, what is it for? For crocheting. So she's gonna watch some videos and learn to crochet. What was weird is, there was some fucking, we're not sure. Let me show you. Do you think it's real? Hey, are you cutting your hair?
No.
Oh. Inside of it was this, but it has a picture of a fucking ferret. And I gotta be honest, it feels really soft. Do you think they took ferret? Do you see it? Do you think it's from China or something? Do you think it's really ferret? We were kind of bothered by that. Really? Yeah, it doesn't, look guys, I'm telling you, it doesn't feel like cotton. Do you think they took a ferret? So I was like, oh man, that's fucked up. They're just shedding ferrets? And what are we supposed to make with this? A fucking scarf? I feel bad. That one bothered me. I don't like to, the mutilating of animals just because we want to look cute. I understand that we need clothes and stuff. That's excess, bro. Going back, it's like, if we had to take an animal, we took it for purpose, and we gave blessings, and we made offerings for the taking. You know what I mean? In the essence, it's like, we just didn't, I'm seeing Native American, we just didn't needlessly kill animals. We needed to. We didn't kill without necessity. That's what I mean. All right, so yeah, we're still studying the mind, and with that, Carl Jung and all of these, we can get into some of these philosophies that are put in. It's just programming. Carl Jung's going to teach us the symbolisms that are popping in your head, which are in your dreams, your daydreams, shit like that. Understanding that this means something else. I know you said this, but that actually means something else. No, that's not what I said. No, but that's not what you're trying to say. You're filtering your words right now. Stuff like that. That's why this is a whole big show over here. The real thing I do here, and that's where you guys are missing it, is healing. And I'm really wanting you to get healed. I'm really wanting my work to work for you, because it works for me. And it's God's great works, bro, passed on through everybody. It took all of them to teach me what to, and that's where people look at me, it's like, who taught you? God? It came straight from the source of my heart. And when I can tell you, I went from saying that I was dealing with personality disorder to saying I was talking to dead people. But they noticed the personality went away and not the dead people. You know what I mean? In the essence, it's like, hello. And, you can call me crazy, but there's too much proof. You know what I mean? Like, at what point are you going to, acknowledge that there's something magical going over here? Totally. But the magic is God. And how did you get to this? Through my mind and through my feelings. You want to sit down and do this? You want to be magical with me? Because I am a whole fucking freak. I am the only awoken soul out here, because nobody wants to work through their thoughts and fucking feelings and make changes in their life and start over. You had to be crazy to do that. It took a lot to do that. I was holding on real tight, bro. And that's what I have lots of videos of fighting my mind, why this was happening. My mind wasn't planning for me to move. If my mind was in control, I would have packed my stuff. I would have been prepared for that. My mind wasn't prepared for that. It rejected the fact that I was getting kicked out. It happened nonetheless. That's where it is. It's like, dude, I know what it means to fight your mind, bro, where it just won't stop and you just got to do it so that it shuts up. I know all those battles of the mind. I woke up battling my mind. And that's why I won't give up my peace for anyone. I won't be around someone that makes my mind go off like that. That just makes it, you know what I mean? Makes all of my masculine stand up. They call that, makes the hair on your neck stand up. Yeah. Like, if I don't feel safe to just relax, if I can't feel relaxed around you, then I'm not going to relax around you. That's how that looks. So, anyways, we're going to move on. I'm going to have some dinner and catch up with the kiddos and talk about the new schedule and blah, 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 blah. And we'll catch a late night reading. I think we're going to pull out, I guess we were in Falmanach so much. Those are about your triggers. I don't know what part of the psyche we're healing right now, but we're talking about all of it. So we'll see. The dark night of the soul is really that, though. You'll leave, you'll be forced out of your nest physically, but it's all an internal journey to God. And that's how I was like, you can't tell me twin flames aren't real. I saw it. It happened. I recorded the whole thing. A fucking stranger comes into your life with an attraction that you've never had before. And this person pushes you to be a better version of yourself, to heal and integrate unhealed versions of yourself, to find love for this person, to push all limits for this person. And then in doing so, find all love for yourself and all humanity and be one with God. It's exactly what happened to me. Nobody told me I was going to be stuck with all these guys after the fact. But that's exactly how it happens. It's like that, this is real. This is real. And so is your sickness and your unhappiness and your repressed memories and your coping mechanisms and all your issues. I'm not focusing on them. I just see them while I'm working on mine. And I try to help anybody with, in any category according to the technique that I'm using. But you have to get up and do it. It's like sitting there watching fucking, what is your goofy ass name? Oh man, Richard Lewis. Is that his name? It sounded funny. Was he that guy? The gay guy that did the jazzercise, the aerobics? It's like watching him but never getting off your couch. You just turn the channel on and you watch him work out for 30 minutes. But you never get up and do any of it. Really? Yeah, I just like to watch. That's weird. You're one of those people in the gym, huh, that take pictures of people all day? You don't actually bust a sweat? You just buy some, sweatpants to come in here and just sweating the rest of us? Ha! I hear Marshall Mathers in that whole thing. Hey, are you in your sweatpants there, Marshall? Marshall's always in some sweatpants. That's why he wears pants under his pants. Is that a diaper? You're a little young for that, aren't you? Or maybe you're just the right age. Depends. That was a good one. I knew I was punching lines on that one. Hey, and that's what they are. And that's what we do. And that's what it's like. The only one that kind of figured it out was, Marshall. He was like, oh, she's all types of fucked up. It's fucked up. But through me, he had to face he was fucked up. And that's what it is. It's like, you might not be as fucked up as me, but you're fucked up. And this is fucked up. And you don't have to cry for me, but can you just fix your own fucked upness? Because you're making things fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, Allie, I can't look at you, bro. You remind me of every person that ever hurt me. Like, every person that ever rejected me. Like, this is a fucked up feeling. You give off a fucked up feeling. And that's Marshall. Every time I come around you, we gotta start talking shit and getting angry. And, pulling out swords of fucking who said it better. This isn't good. I mean, I like it and all, but can we do something better with our time? That's where I'm trying to ask them to evolve. Like, yeah, I feel you on that level, but can you get on my level? Like, can we do something other than be passionate? This is fine. We can spend a whole life passionate. Haven't spent any time doing that. I'm just saying. Spend the whole life in bed. Sleeping Beauty. Yeah, we'll make this real. Just kidding. I hear all these punchlines like, I'll put you back to sleep. It's funny, but that's the thing, and that's why I don't fuck with my family, and that's why here comes logic. That's why I don't fuck with nobody, because I don't know who the fuck you are. And every time I get close to you fucking people from my past, I realize there's a whole reason why you're not in my present. I learned the hard way. I get visuals of what you said and did to me, and I gotta act all cool about this shit and not blow up like I didn't just see the past. And you want to act like like you know me, bitch. You don't know me. I don't know you, to be honest. I'm seeing that one with Rachel. That one's scary. I saw her in the club and she's like, what's she saying? She recognized me. And I knew she was my friend for like 4 years, but I had no memories. And I didn't want to tell her. That was a whole fucking, you know what I mean? No. This is like 10 years before you. That's the other children. I couldn't, you know what I mean? But then there was Freak Show. I had to go, I went and showed him. I went and told him. I lost my memories, bro. I lost everything. And he looked, he looked me dead in my like, damn, for real? And he saw it right after, when that memory came up. Yeah, it's for real. I don't remember what happened to me. This shit is for real, for real. Like, for real? For real, dude. Stop asking me. I don't remember. And they don't listen. And when I tell you I don't think, you don't hear that either. There is nothing going on up there. See? That's why I can hear all those frequencies. It's like super quiet, and then I hear frequencies come through my ears. And that's how I can channel. Because I don't have no thoughts in my way. All I'm seeing is these projections outside. Yeah? Yeah. I can get all this information because there's no thoughts in my way. There's no thoughts until there is. Until they won't stop. And they're all like consuming. And I gotta work through them on a fucking Friday. I'm like, oh man, I'm in the dark night of the soul. Man, some of them are so fucking hard. It's like, oh man, this sucks. I hurt. And then it'll knock me down, bro. I'll fight them real good. You'll see me put up a good fight against the mind. But then I'm knocked down for like 2 days. And that's that alchemical mutation card where I'm like, dude, this shit hits your body so hard when you do this shit. Which is what? You're basically punching yourself in the face. Spiritually. Get your fucking head right. Get your head right. Get your head right. That's what I mean, seriously. The body's like, my mind's telling me no to everything. And my heart's like, no, I can do this. And your mind's like, no. And it starts getting really serious, dude. It starts acting out in that no. It's like, I said no. It's like, damn. And that's where I was like a week ago. I was like, my mind won. It won. I gave up. I can't trust you. My mind won't let me. It won't let me. And then there's the parts where my heart won't let me. And that's just it. I'm right in the middle of this fucking... I told you, that place between your heart and your mind, that's where I live. And I'm just catching it all. The shit that comes out of my mouth, I'm sitting here hearing it too. Did you hear that? I sure did. That was crazy. Did you hear that? That came out of my mouth. It's like, why don't you think before you talk? Because it didn't come out of my thoughts. You guys never get that, dude. And then I know I'm supposed to say something at my heart, and then my mind's like, don't say that. Please don't make me say that. Don't say that. It's like, it's coming out. Really? Yeah, do you enjoy this puppet show? It's great. One day I'll leave this body and won't be troubled by this mind and these terrible feelings. That's awesome. I can't hurry the process, though. Death is not an option. Not until it's, the only option. And as I said yesterday, I'm positive that's going to be Russ. I'm going to laugh at him. Whether he's here or not, I'm going to laugh. It's going to be a joke about him. Why? Because he is the jokester, dude. I tried to tell you, nobody brings me joy like that. Like, laughing at him, I never laugh harder at anybody. And that's just pure joy. I'll be sitting on my phone, in my car, wherever I am, and crack a joke about Russ that I can't pick myself up from. I post it, but you can't really hear me on the other side dying. I, fall out of the chair on the floor, can't get up. My kids are like, it's not that funny. I was like, it is always that funny. I'm really going to die from laughing. That's joy. I'm going to die joyful. I mean, seriously, I'd be dying, dude. On some days, I'm like, oh, gosh, my face hurts. I can't stop laughing. My cheeks hurt. I've been crying for an hour. It's like, I try to explain what happens in the stomach area when you're it gets all tight and I can't stop laughing. Really? Yeah, sometimes. It's hilarious. Nobody does it better than that guy. Can't wait for his next, display of fucking humiliation. And then I feel bad for him. I really love him, dude. I love all of them because they made me who I am. And I just want them to be better. And I know it works. And they're just arrogant, fucking lazy losers. They've been watching me forever, bro. Yeah, since day one, all of them. And their fucking tribes. Their little friends. Maybe not Bob's wife. I don't know how he pulls that off. I don't know. She doesn't have social media. She doesn't have a media presence, I suppose. I'm not sure what the situation is. But yeah, they've been watching forever. And that's what irritates me. I've used this for so long. When are you going to do it? Just do it. Just do it. They're scared. I don't know. I get it. Because you don't want to end up in a homeless shelter. That's not your destiny, bro. That was my repeat. I told you that all week. I was like, I had to remember. So they put me back where I forgot. Oh yeah, I remember. But I got to be nicer about it. I told you. I'd done this before. I got out of domestic violence through homeless shelters. But I was ashamed of it when I Bobby. I tried to hide these. I'm getting closer to the, finish line. We've gone through all kinds of years of healing. I'm not finished. I'm just saying, we're working through it. And I need you guys to fucking wake up and start working through yours. I don't know how sick you are, and maybe you don't know how sick you are. I know that there's other people that have this, though, or have what they call, what is it called? See? Bear with my memory. That's why I get so mad at my mind. I'm like, you're fucking useless. Disassociated amnesia. I've seen people catch a memory that they weren't sure if it was real or not. Like, they remember it, but they want to deny it. It's like, welcome to my world. I mean, and that's where it goes with Russ. And I'm on your ass today, Russ. Either you're hiding, you're repressing memories to protect your family, or you're fucking delusional and you're making up false pretenses to sound cool on the radio waves. Which is very questionable, considering that, you come from an upper white class family and your mom has a degree in psychology, or, both members of your family have degrees in psychology, and your dad's this and that. What are you hiding, bro? Why won't you just heal yourself? Because even if it's not the trauma that we experienced, you're obviously like a pathological liar. That's on the very surface of everything. What is your fear? Where does this come from? You just say whatever lie comes to your head? You are. I don't want to call you a full liar. We could call you a poser, a pretender. like you're full of shit. I don't know what the word is for that. That's less demeaning. But all the time you're lying. I don't know if you're lying to protect somebody or if you're lying to sound cool. But you're a full-on lie. A fraud. You say one thing and you do another. And then you record one thing and you record another. Like, everybody was disgusted with you. You made a song called In the Dirt and it's talking about, I'm not going to let the devil get me. Then you go on tour and you become a devil energy. Doing nothing but drinking. You know what I mean? And then when you went on your second tour, let's not forget what you did, how you disrespected the Native Americans, how you were throwing fits on your whole tour because nobody was into your introspective music. People don't forget. I forgot my life, not yours. In essence, I'm creating new memories. That's the cool part is I have all this room for new memories. And I'm always excited when I remember something that has happened in the last 3 years. Like, I have a memory. I remembered it. And that's what was the thing. I didn't remember sex. It was a trauma-based thing, so I had to heal my mind to remember any sexual experiences. I would black them out unconsciously. Completely. It didn't even matter if I wanted to be part of it or not. Just, nope, we're not going to remember that. And I didn't. And I was mortified. It's like, I can't do this, just not remembering it. What's the point in doing it if you don't remember it and how it felt or anything? In the essence, it's like, yeah. So everything's fun in my life. It's a whole adventure. It's like I'm discovering myself and the world for the first time ever. I guess. It's painful. And, but that's why you do it, is so that you can get rid of all the pain. You don't want to sit in that shit. I don't. You want to sit in that shit? You've been sitting in that shit for a long time. Fucked up ass thoughts, fucked up ass feelings. It's everywhere. The first thing you need to do is remove yourself from the environment. You can't heal in an unhealed environment. I've never said that, but that's the easiest way to say it. Why does someone gotta ruin their life for you to feel loved? I hate that you said that, though. It's like, why do you have to, what are you talking about? Are you serious right now? Some of the things you guys say, and I'm like questioning it, like why? And that's what I said in my earlier video. Talk to me like I'm a small child. The most intelligent small child you've ever talked to in your life. But a small child, nevertheless. I'm trying to gain understanding. I don't understand what you're even saying and why you're saying this. My brain can't comprehend it. Why? Because the brain don't work. I'm trying to figure you out. In that sense. What the fuck? And then I come back with all this and I'm like, well, and I give you a spiritual analog to what this was. And that was that guy the other night. That deviant, I saw him today. I was like, I'm trying not to make eye contact with you, dude. Why are you still around here, dude? Seriously? Yeah? I'm like, wow. I mean, do you want to know there's a guy? I told him, I was like, we don't go back there. He said, I went to the back of the building in my car and jerked off for 45 minutes. Yeah, we don't go back there, dude. Anyways, going back to it. When he came to my building, he was mortified by the appearance of these people. It's like, I guess if I think about them real hard, they're really gross. I mean, you know, this handicap, this woman in a wheelchair was really grossing the shit out of me. She smelled bad. Real bad. Everywhere she went. So I'm kindly trying to figure out a way to fucking tell her, without ripping her head off, that she needs a shower. And I'm kindly trying to do this in a Christ-like way, only to find out this cunt is not even fucking handicapped. She's just lazy in her wheelchair and won't wash her ass. Oh man, I got all kinds of crazy. It's like I was being a whole friendly about this. This ain't friendly. And that's where it is how do you get fucked up so bad? Because I'm friendly? I'm a whole kid, I don't know better. I mean, I don't judge it on what it was. I try not to, because that's, you know, I don't have any preconceived notions. I have a good intuition that keeps me safe. But anyways, everything's just an adventure. Really? You want to go? And that's what I said. That irritated me with Sophie. That irritated me with Sophie. She's like, let's go out to eat. I was like, okay, cool. And she just kept listing all these places. Have you ever been there? No. Even if I could have, I wouldn't have remembered it, so the answer was no. And it made me feel ignorant. It made me feel stupid that you had been to... She must have listed 12 fucking restaurants. And we finally went to Jimmy John's, and I'd never been there. And this bitch wanted to leave the restaurant to go find some chips. I was like, I'd never seen nothing like this before. I'm so blown away by your behavior. You think it's just normal, but I can't believe that people act like this. And I'm like, I gotta calm down, and God's gotta explain it to me as a small child why they're doing this. And that's why I have so much compassion. It's like, I know how people see Kanye, but I can only see him how God told me to see him. God told me to see it this way. You guys see it the way that the world says. I see it the way that God says. I reprogrammed myself with all spiritual shit. Really? Yeah, and I still have all that information still stuck in me. It turns on, like Jason Bourne. I didn't know I knew how to do this. There's a lot I don't know. But, you know, that's the funny part, is I know everything of the unknown and nothing of this world. It's like, you could really help me out with this. Can you show me how to use my phone here? Basic shit. It's funny, but it's not. It's pitiful. What if I get all this, you know, imagine I gain all this back, and then I get, like, fucking Alzheimer's and lose it all again. That would be fucking lame as fuck, right? Spend all this time picking up all these pieces just to lose my marbles. It might happen. It could. Who cares? What am I going to do with it? I just wanted to figure out who I was, to figure out what's wrong with me. In the essence, nothing's wrong with me until I try to do something brave, and then all parts of me are, like, standing in my way. Like, this isn't going to work. And again, stop telling me what to do with my life, because I'm doing what God says. I have no reservation. I'm off the reservation on this. And that's where I'll stand there looking at you. What would you do? Do you want to take over my life? You want to be me? Tell me what to do. Show me. Show me. Don't just tell me. Show me. I will listen to you. Show me how to fix my life. I did this before. I did it my way. And I got out of there, and I was completely crazy and unhappy. I don't want to do that again. I want to try a different way. I don't know anybody else's way but God's way, so I'm doing it His way. He said, I have to stay here till May. Like your sentence there till May? I don't know. That's it. He doesn't. That was the first time he ever gave me a time. He doesn't tell me, but that's it. I know nothing but what God says. I can't hear you. Mostly don't trust you either, unless God says it's okay. And that's where it is I gotta pray. I gotta ask God what He says. Until those moments come, and they're really scary, where He won't tell me what to do. What am I supposed to do? You gotta figure this one out, kid. And I'm crying. Please help me. Please tell me what to do. I don't want to mess up. I don't want this to cause me more pain. I have enough pain. Please just tell me what to do. Nope. You gotta figure this out on your own, kid. And I'm like, and that's where it is you look at me, I'm like a whole kid. 42 years old with no knowing. But yet, all knowing. Isn't it trippy? Such a trip. That's how I got here. And if you want to be where I am, you're going to have to do the work I did. And that's all I ever say about that. So, do it. Do it. Love yous. Laters. Bye-bye now.